man, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. In this video, we're going to look at the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. Now, this is a card that is very heavily advertised, probably most well known from the Kevin Hart commercials where he is yelling about the attributes of the card, but is it really the best credit card on the market for you? We are going to look in this video at how it compares to other cards that you might choose instead on the market, and if you do choose the Chase Freedom Unlimited, how you can make the most out of it. The Chase Freedom Unlimited can be a good choice, especially for people that want one credit card that's going to do the majority of the heavy lifting for them, going to give them decent rewards across the board without them having to overthink it, without having to think about a lot of different categories and how to maximize their rewards. Specifically what you are getting from the Chase Freedom Unlimited. A no annual fee credit card giving you these rewards: 3% cash back on your dining purchases, which includes in-restaurant, takeout, and delivery services. You're getting 3% cash back on drugstore purchases. You get 5% cash back if you book travel through Chase's own Ultimate Rewards travel portal, which is like an Expedia type experience. And then you get 1.5% cash back on all other purchases with the card. And then a little addendum to those is the fact that as I make this video, and this is through sometime in 2025, you're also getting 5% cash back on rides with Lyft. They don't advertise that as one of these sort of core components of this card because it does have an ending date, but as I make this video, it's 2023, and who knows, maybe it will be extended even beyond that. The Chase Freedom Unlimited is marketed as a cashback card, but technically you are earning rewards points in the Chase Ultimate Rewards program. Now, those points can be redeemed for cash at a penny per point, so all the percentages I just talked about add up. If you are getting 3 points per dollar on dining purchases, for example, and they're worth a penny a piece, then that's 3 cents per dollar, which is 3%. And that works out with all the other percentages as well. The only reason I bring up this point is because technically you can take the points in the Chase Ultimate Rewards program and you can use them for other types of rewards if you choose. You can use them for gift cards, you can use them for travel, which may be appealing to you in certain circumstances, which we will get back to. As I make this video, Chase is offering a potential bonus for new cardholders. You could earn an extra $200 as long as you spend $500 with the card in the first 3 months of having it. That is the bonus that I'm seeing on the Chase website. Alternately, if you go to ProudMoney.com, our website, you will see a different offer, which actually is offering you an extra 1.5% cash back on all of your purchases in the first year up to $20,000 in purchases. So if you spent $20,000 with the card in the first year, you'd actually end up getting an extra $300 bonus instead of a $200 bonus. So it depends which offer makes more sense to you. If you were going to spend over around $13,500 in that first year, the extra 1.5% bonus would make more sense. If you were going to spend less than that, the $200 right up front after the $500 spend would be the better option. The Chase Freedom Unlimited is also going to offer you a 0% interest rate as a new card holder for the first 15 months on both new purchases that you make with the card and on balances that you might transfer from a different credit card onto the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So that means for the first 15 months, any purchases that you make, you could float them from month to month without paying off the full balance, and you would not have to pay any interest on those purchases. After the first 15 months, then you'd want to stop doing that because then you're going to start paying interest on those purchases. Same thing with balance transfers. If you move a balance from a different credit card onto the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you could have it sit for 15 months while you pay it off without having to pay any interest on those balances either. You should note, however, that there is a 3% balance transfer fee up front if you move a balance from another card onto this one, and that is for the first 60 days after you open the account. After those first 15 months, the interest rate on this card is going to be fairly high, as it is with most credit cards. Depending on your credit history, it could be as low as 20.24%, which isn't even all that low to begin with. It could be as high as 28.99%. That's going to depend on your credit history, other credit cards you've had, what your credit score is, all that kind of stuff. But you don't want to be carrying a balance at any of those numbers. So really in that first 15 months, maybe take advantage of the 0%, but after that, you want to pay off those balances in full each month. While the Chase Freedom Unlimited is mostly a rewards card without a lot of extras outside of those rewards, there are a few benefits that you might take advantage of. First, there is extended warranty, which means when you make a purchase with this card and it has a manufacturer's warranty, you will get an extra year on that manufacturer's warranty because you paid with the card. There is purchase protection, which means if whatever you bought is stolen or damaged in the first 120 days after you make that purchase, you could have that reimbursed for up to $500 of whatever it is that you purchased. You've got trip cancellation or interruption insurance. If you pay for your travel with the card and your trip is canceled or is interrupted, you could be reimbursed for some of the expenses that go along with that trip cancellation or interruption. So overall, that is a decent package, and like I said at the beginning, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, certainly not a bad choice if you just want to carry one credit card for the vast majority of your purchases and not overthink things in terms of rewards. Now, if you are willing to hold more than one credit card, or maybe you already have a decent credit card in your wallet and you're looking to add to it, you might choose a different credit card or cards instead. So for example, the Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa, Citi Double Cash MasterCard, both of these offer you 2% cash back on all of your purchases versus the 1.5% cash back that you're going to get on the vast majority of purchases with the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And then you have cards like the Blue Cash Everyday, where you can get 3% on groceries, 3% on gas, and enhanced rewards as well. In other categories, you have the Capital One Saver One card, 3% on dining, 3% on entertainment, 3% on groceries. You've got the US Bank Altitude Go that gives you 4% on your dining purchases. You've got the Wells Fargo Autograph Visa, where you get 3% cash back in a number of different categories. So if you were willing to hold other cards, multiple other cards, you could be getting yourself 3% in a lot of sort of the everyday categories, the gas, groceries, dining, and getting yourself 2% cash back on everything else that doesn't fit in those categories. So sort of a question of, do you want to hold just a Chase Freedom Unlimited because that's a whole lot simpler, or do you want to carry 2 or 3 other cards so you can maximize your rewards, get a little bit more back, but you have to think a little bit harder about which card you're using for which purchase. And then I need to circle back to the fact that the points that you earn on the Chase Freedom Unlimited can be used for cash back, but I also said they could be used potentially for travel rewards. And the reason that is something that could be interesting to you is the fact that if you also hold one of the Chase Sapphire cards, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you could potentially transfer the points from your Chase Freedom Unlimited into the account of the Sapphire Preferred or the Sapphire Reserve and get more value out of them when you use them to book travel through Chase's Ultimate Rewards travel portal. So the way that works is if you have points with the Chase Freedom Unlimited and you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, for example, you just move the points into your Chase Sapphire Preferred account, and then if you redeem those points for travel through that travel portal, you're going to get an extra 25% in value on those points. So the 3% on dining, for example, is going to go up to 3.75% when it is redeemed for travel if you have that Chase Sapphire Preferred. If you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you'll actually get an extra 50% on those points when you book through the travel portal. So 3% on dining, for example, going to go up to 4.5% on dining if they are redeemed in that manner. And so for some people, they like to get multiple Chase cards because of the fact that those Sapphire cards do have that extra multiple on them when you use them for travel through the travel portal. So this may be of no interest to you, but if it is, that is another reason why you might choose the Chase Freedom Unlimited instead of other cards on the market, knowing that you're going to be able to get some extra value on the points that you're earning beyond those cash back numbers that I just talked about. Now let's talk about applying for the Chase Freedom Unlimited and your approval odds, what it's going to take to get approved for the card. First off, Chase Freedom Unlimited, probably one of the easier cards to be approved for from Chase. If you have some credit history under your belt, you have a decent credit score, 700 or above, you're probably going to get approved for this card. The longer your credit history, the higher your credit score, the more likely it is going to be that you're going to get a high credit limit when you are approved. So it could be $5,000, could be significantly more if you've got some credit history. If you don't have much credit history, possibly you could be approved, but you could have a very low credit limit. As low as $500 is actually the minimum on this card. Chase usually likes to see a year of credit history with somebody else before they will approve you for one of their credit cards. Sometimes if you have a Chase banking relationship outside of credit cards, that can help you get approved as well, even if you don't have that history elsewhere. Chase also has, and this is not going to matter to most people, but what is known as the 524 rule, which means if you have gotten 5 or more credit cards in the last 24 months, which is 2 years, they are not going to approve you for your 6th. As far as Chase is concerned, that is too many credit cards and they're not going to give you a new one. Most people not getting 5 credit cards within a 2-year period, but some people go through a lot of credit cards in a 2-year period, and so you should know that that is something to consider as well. So bottom line, Chase Freedom Unlimited, a decent credit card if you want to hold just one and get acceptable rewards across the board. Again, if you were willing to hold more cards, 2, 3, 4 cards, you could maximize more of your rewards in more spending categories, gas, groceries, dining, and others as well, and then even those 2% cards that you could use as a catch-all for all of your other purchases. That depends on you, how many cards you want to hold. Certainly nothing wrong with this card, and again, if you paired it with one of the Chase Sapphire cards, that also is something that could make sense. So a lot to think about there. If you have questions or comments about the card, put those in that comment section below and I will try to answer them for you. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to leave a comment or you are not going to go to the website, you might want to watch next this video.